Everybody, it's Victus. Time to another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. You all did it, Mosh Pit. We did indeed cross the like streak goal of 7. Man, it feels good to get the monkey off the back here. And we're on our way to the next like streak goal, of course, which will be announced at the end of Missing No Week, which begins tomorrow. So if you didn't know what Missing No Week was, again, if you've just been not here or if I've been not explaining what it is, essentially, we're going to be doing Eden runs for the entire week. But I'm going to be starting with Missing No. So that means that we have absolutely no clue what our runs are going to do. I'm just going to give myself Missing No in the console, and then it's going to be on the way. So it's 7 days of madness. That begins tomorrow. Thank you all so much for all the support getting us here. It feels good. It really does. Here's your impressive meme of the day / screenshot of the day submitted here by Dragon a Random on the Sinvicta subreddit for year 2 and being in the 0.1% of Sinvicta viewers. Here's to another. This is the most that I've seen so far. So shout out to a Dragon a Random for watching, not only being in the 0.1% of viewers, but also 2,379 of my videos this year. I honestly, on top of that, a very impressive amount of videos watched. I did not know that I made that many videos this year. I don't even know how many videos I've done this year. So really good stuff. Thank you so much to everyone who's been showing off the screenshots. If you have something higher than that, please post them on the Reddit or in Discord because I'd love to see it. But seriously, thank you very much, Dragon. Thank you everyone who's been showing a lot of support for the Mosh Pit, sharing your numbers, and just so many people are below 1%. It's truly awesome. Even for those of you who aren't below 1% and just showing it and just sharing it, I really appreciate it, everyone. It's why I do this, and I cannot thank you all enough for it. It's very humbling. C-Day is going to be 0 Bravo Zulu 1 Romeo Foxtrot Charlie Hotel. We've got Data Miner, terrible tears rate, and we're on an XL floor, and we also have a bomb upgrade for a passive item. So yikes. Okay, well, if we don't like our stats, Data Miner can make them better, but it can also make them much worse. So let's see what's inside of our first item room here on this XL floor, and then yeah, we'll reassess. Because this is pretty much WoW bad, and yeah, that is not going to help us at all. As Navi is going to show us where secret rooms and super secret rooms are, and tinted rocks, or in this case, a double tinted rock, which we can get to. Now, even though it looks like we have the notched axe, you would think that, well, at least you can walk over bombs or you can walk over rocks and stuff like that with Data Miner. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I wish it did, but it does not. We get this double tinted rock here. Obviously, it's extremely important for us starting on an XL floor to make sure we get that devil deal and just lock it in here. And I mean, Spider Butt is better than Data Miner, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm not going to tempt fate with Data Miner. And here's the problem, is that the fact that we started with not one but 2 items that have absolutely no bearing on our stats is very, very, very scary. And Vanishing Twin is also not going to it's kind of not going to help that feeling all that much because it's going to give us 2 bosses to fight. However, it does also give us 2 boss items to get from every floor boss. So it's a pretty integral part of us on the comeback trail. I know it's weird saying that we're on the comeback trail already, and it's only, what, 3 minutes 38 seconds in the video and 1 minute 39 seconds into this run, but hey, look, you got to recognize where you can, and right now we're not looking good. Donation machine, I'm sorry, but we got to do this. We need to get some BFF. We need to get anything that can help out our damage right now. We didn't even get enough for that. I'm not going to go in the long room until we have a full charge on Spider Butt. Spider Butt does a surprisingly large amount of damage, and it's very, very good at if you combine it with the backpack and compost, as that will help you surprisingly get a swarm out very, very quickly. And it gives you a lot of damage as well. That's the thing about Spider Butt that I did not know for the longest time, is that it actually does deal a good amount of damage. Not Necronomicon levels of damage, but almost as good. If you factor in all the spiders and everything, though, then yeah, it does a non-0% amount of damage, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. A non-negligible amount of damage. There goes a little haunt here. We get Spider Babby, which is gonna give us 2 or 3 for the Spider Boy transformation or Spider Baby transformation, whatever the heck it is. It doesn't really matter. And apparently this is just one big circle, which leads me to think that this is a dead end that we're walking towards. No, maybe not. And again, this is where Spider Butt is king. not only do we kill all the enemies here, but we also get a bunch of spiders, which are going to absolutely destroy the first floor, the first boss. Now, the second boss I don't know about, but definitely the first boss. There's also that we can get into the curse room for free if we get a bomb. Yeah, Steven, good luck, buddy. Slow them down. They are actually able to sidestep our spiders, so I'm just going to go back over here. So down goes Steven and Steven. Hopefully we don't just get two little Stevens or two Steven items. I'll be right cross with the game. And we get little Steven, which I am going to take begrudgingly because, as everyone knows, I'm not a huge fan of followers. And then also we get the shot speed, which yay. We need to start thinking about maybe not getting BFF at this point. Although BFF would help us out with little Steven, it no longer helps us out with spiders because we have no more spiders. So we'll see. We shall see if we get Incubus or something like that from the Devil Deal. Now we can go get that Tinted Rock, or go into the super secret room, which is where I'm going to use this bomb first before trying to attempt to go into the curse room. We get ourselves a soul heart here, which is good, and we gotta hope that we get something crazy going on here. Now, as you see, Vanishing Twin is no longer here, and that is because it's already been used up. So it's a one-time proc for the level, and the XL floor kind of, you know, I hate to keep ragging on XL floors, but it's just another anti-synergy with an XL floor, as that is a extra boss item that we've been robbed of, courtesy of us not being able to utilize Vanishing Twin to its fullest advantage. You know what? In fact, you know what? I don't hate ragging on XL floors because it's terrible. People don't like it. Well, then, you know, too bad. I'm just spitting facts here. Now, of course, there's no way to anticipate if we were going to get Vanishing Twin. But all the same, though, with us being on an XL floor, that is one extra boss item that we will no longer have. Get damage upgrade here, which is fine, but we need tears. And that is not tears, but it is going to cause me to go back and get EFF from the shop. And then it's a matter of if we're going to have enough to buy a bomb. I don't know if there is a bomb or not. But yeah, Twisted Pair is going to be a pretty nice help here. There's not too much behind it. It just doubles. Well, it technically triples the amount of tears that we're firing, but it does a lot less damage. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this bomb in hopes that we find a bomb chest in there that has even more bombs or something like that. So let's see what we got in the curse room. Yeah, we're already saving ourselves a soul heart by just using the bomb. And that was about as predictable as the day is long, so curse rooms are... Yep. So it's a very not bad, but not good start. We just have a start here, and we got to hope that we don't get another XL floor. We could dodge it by going into alt path, but yeah. We on last week's question of the episode coming in from Swedish Data 7386, who said, question of the episode: are there certain items tied to spike deals in the Devil Deal? If yes, what items are they? And do certain items cost more HP than others? For the first part of the question, yes, there are only items now that exist in the Devil Deal that you can only get via sacrificing actual HP for with the spikes. The second part, I don't know which ones there are. Off the top of my head, I know there's Gimpy, Blood Rights, Bloody Lust, not Lusty Blood, but Bloody Lust, Bloody Gust, and a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head. So there is a fixed item pool for the actual sacrifice tiles, and then for the third part of the question, do certain items cost more HP than others as far as tapping on the spikes? The answer is no. It's 50-50. It's sometimes you can pay 2, sometimes you pay 1. In the early days of the beta patch, the recent one, it was not locked to just simply give you the item after 2 taps. And that was a definite bug, which I reported immediately to Zombolas, and they were pretty quick to fix that. We get Hallowed Ground here, which again is an item that doesn't give us any stats in our item room. Passively, anyway. I mean, if we take any damage, then it activates the Hallowed Ground Holy Poop. If we stay in that aura, it gives us a huge amount of damage, but it's not permanent unless we get Rock Bottom, which right now we could use something like that, or PhD to help us out with these pills. That might be another topic of discussion that some people may be asking themselves right now, which is, well, aren't your stats pretty bad? Like, what is there to lose if you take pills at this level of tiers and movement speed and stuff? Well, the answer is we could lose more tiers and movement speed, right? It's the same thing. It's the same story as everything. It's not, in my opinion, going to be worth fishing for a tiers upgrade if it means that we lose even more of our tiers rate. There are certain times when it's just I forgot to charge Spider Butt. There are certain times where it does warrant we can't go any lower at this point feeling when it comes to taking pills just blind. But often those times also kind of lead to worse stats as well, and it just makes bad runs even worse. And when we're talking about a run that does not have a lot of survivability through our damage, that's when it becomes a big problem. So in my mind, it's not really worth doing that yet, unless if we get desperate. And right now, we're pretty, I wouldn't say desperate, but we're getting close to desperation status here. We're on high alert. Golden key. Let's go into the shop, even though we don't have any money to buy anything with. It's going to boost our Devil Deal chance up to 73%. But this is going to be a very pivotal Devil Deal here. We cannot miss this. Go Spider Butt making a beautiful, beautiful clear of that room. Gonna immediately slow down the gurglings, the little Gerties, Gertie Juniors. We get quad blue Gertie Junior, which should give us at least one soul heart. Thanks to Vanishing Twin. And we failed a 73% Devil Deal. Well, head on down. All right. All right. So thank you everybody for understanding with the voice acting stuff. A lot of people sent words of encouragement. They're excited for me, and I want to stress that this was a studio involved workshop that had obviously a professional voice actor to speak, and he was very, very good, and I learned a lot through that, and I was able to ask questions. I was able to go up on stage and talk to him, and it really was a good opportunity that I did not want to pass up. And even though I don't like breaking our weekly stream streak here on YouTube, it was something that was going to come to an end at the end of the year anyway. As I'm looking at reshuffling the days that I stream on YouTube. And I've talked about this on stream already, but I'll say it here in the videos. The Tuesday streams are going to be moving in the new year. We're going to do, I think, 3 more streams this year, and then that'll be it on Tuesdays. And what I'm thinking about doing is starting the week off on Twitch and then moving Tuesday stream to Thursday on YouTube. And that way I don't add another stream date to my already busy schedule, and it allows me time to breathe a little bit instead of just having Monday as my only day off and then it's right back to work. Mercifully, we get ourselves a tiers upgrade, and I am going to use the Emperor card here. So blue cap is going to help us out greatly, but we still have a lot of work to do. Our damage is not great. Hallowed Ground doing the Lord's work right here. So we get our guaranteed Devil Deal, which does not impress me, game. Which definitely should have gotten the last floor. And this is also not great. I will begrudgingly take the quarter because it's the only good offer here. Book of Sin's great and everything, but we need to parlay this into some kind of premium item, as the Devil Deals have not given us anything that boosts our stats. Yes, we did get Twisted Pair, but that does absolutely nothing for our actual stats. I have a bomb. Also got an Ace of Hearts, which is interesting because that could provide us with an Eternal Heart or 2 or 3. Or on top of that, just Soul Hearts. Oh, thank you, game. Super Secret Room right here. Lots of full charges. I don't think we're going to need to do another D1 duplication run, but we've had a lot of people enjoyed that. You know, some people were feeling a little burned by the new Synergy thumbnail. Apparently, they thought that was just going to be the thumbnail of the run and everything, or the Synergy of the run, but it was not. And I wasn't trying to clickbait anybody. It literally was a new Synergy that I've never seen before. But the second that we got hit by that shot, I think it was floor 2. The second we got hit by that and we dropped down to 1/2 heart, that reminded me why I don't take Glass Cannon. Even though it can't kill you, it's still extremely dangerous and not worth it. If you find yourself as one of those people who got upset because you felt like you got clickbaited, then I don't know what to tell you, because I do not do clickbaits. I'll do sometimes I'll do a thumbnail where I try not to. Shoop might be better here because I believe Twisted Pair also fires with us. I think. Oh, maybe not. Spider Butt's real good because obviously we get the AoE. We hit everything in the room. I don't know if Shoop is the answer here. I don't know. Shoop does scale off of our damage, but when we don't have a lot of damage, it can feel like a wiffle bat. But I like to make thumbnails that they're part of the process of attracting new viewers or showing off something that obviously we haven't seen it before. Just something new, you know. It's the best way to attract new people to the channel. But there are lots of times where I will change my mind on, well, let's not spoil the combo or anything like that. I wanted to highlight that combo because it didn't last very long, and I wanted to recognize that, hey, this is a new Synergy that I've never seen before. And it was a good one at that too. It's just too dangerous to work with. Now, if we weren't on the streak file or we were just playing for fun, then yeah, I would have just stuck with it, see how far we got. But you know, Glass Cannon's just one of those items you think it's good until you get hit, and then you just never want to do anything. It'll spook you. And then I'm very quickly reminded as to why I do not take Glass Cannon unless if we had an extra life or something like that, then yeah, it's off to the races. But not in that spot. It was too early on. We didn't have good stats, and it was just too dangerous to continue. So that's my logic behind it. If you're still upset about that, then well, I don't know what to say. The reverse Empress card here, which is going to give us 2 hearts to use if we end up getting a Devil Deal. And I hope we do. What's going on now? Oh. I thought that dip was on our side. It was not. We got God's Flesh, which is doing that sort of shrinking maneuver there on the Blorbs. And while they're shrunk, you can actually walk over them. They shouldn't deal any damage, but they still do sometimes. According to Navi, there was a crawl space there. Now it's probably gone. Because for whatever reason, don't ask me why, but for whatever reason, what are you doing, Navi? What's the problem? For whatever reason, the crawl space, when it spawns, it will move. And I cannot for the life of me understand why it's programmed like that. If it spawned there, it should stay there. Especially if you didn't go inside of it. Like, that just makes sense to me, but nothing in Isaac is supposed to make sense after a while, so I've stopped trying to understand it. And surprisingly, we still have a chance for boss rush here. That's only because of the XL floor. I fly. But yeah, going back to the voice acting meetings and workshop and stuff, I do feel like it was productive. I feel very lucky to have been able to ask one-on-one questions, and I do have a better idea, a better frame of mind when it comes to doing character acting instead of just silly voices. You're being a character, and that's something that I didn't really have any exposure to, because again, I never took theater in school. I never acted in a play. Blah 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 blah. I've only done radio work, which didn't require any real acting. And then I've done, line reads here and there, which also didn't really require too much acting, but it was a good way to get my feet wet. And we did get another Tears upgrade, which is great. I stuck with Spider-Butt because I think that having the AoE is just going to benefit us more. And because our damage with Shoop da Whoop does scale off of our damage, I don't think it's better than Spider-Butt here. The slowing effect is also kind of a lifesaver sometimes too. So there's a dice room here. I just want to see what this is. Oh, okay, it's a 5 room. Now I doubt that we're going to be able to get 2 boss rushes in this run, but we get basically an extra depths 2, which can be very, very valuable. It would take a Christmas miracle. There's an Emperor card which could actually do it. But we would have to use it. Wow, there's a full card here. We would have to find either starter deck or something like that to get out of there. Now we are going to be able to get boss rush number 1. I sincerely doubt we're going to get number 2, but you just never know. Vanishing Twin does not activate on the mom fight or endgame bosses, thank God. That would be an absolute nightmare. That Tears upgrade that we got from this bar of soap was very, very, very big. I honestly didn't even see the foot shadow there. We were about to get rung up by that one. I'm going to take the negative first. We failed a 68% devil deal, which I'm not surprised by. And we will take Spelunker Helm. Now we got to book it and try to find our item room. And then there's a very important question we have to ask after we take this 5 room. Do we or do we not use the Emperor card to go back and just get our second boss rush? Is that better than having a second shop and a second item room? The answer is no, obviously. So that was already a question that I had kind of an answer to, but whatever, game. And as luck would have it, we've gone every wrong way. We get to the item room. We are going to get bombs. So yeah, so let's not kill ourselves to try to get to the next floor's boss rush, because it's just not going to happen. Spelunker Helm is going to help cut down on this Invicta navigation because we can see 2 rooms ahead of us, and if we see just 1 room, we know that's a dead end. As we will be able to spot the secret rooms as well. Gate and Monstro 2 is not a combo you see all that often. Got ourselves a Yave. Go ahead and use Spider-Butt to get rid of this riffraff here. No. No. Almond milk is vastly inferior to it's vastly inferior to soy milk. It's not even a question. Petrified Poop. Let's check out the arcade here. We have enough to play this Demon Judgment. Forgot that we didn't take the Polaroid. I was very confused for a moment. Arma. Where's this red heart coming from? We don't have Gimpy. We don't have... Oh, we have Old Bandage. I didn't totally space that we had Old Bandage. was looking at our items and I could not see Old Bandage over in the top right, so a little bit confused, a little bit. I do hope that I get a part though. The studio is kind of, they're kind of selling it as a you're not auditioning type deal because they don't want people to have unhealthy competition amongst each other, amongst the voice actors. But it's an audition. No matter which way you cut it, there's only going to be one person that gets the role. So, and I haven't done something like this in a sort of official setting in a long time. So I'm very curious to see how I'll do with more speaking experience now than the last time. The last time I did a voice was, other than Mugenics, was many years ago. And I've never really been a nervous speaker. I've always been able to be eloquent and as much as I can possibly be. Being able to articulate and speak clearly, that has never been a problem for me. And I don't get stage fright nerves. That's no big deal at all. Bombs key here, which should help us out with our economy. And we might as well take 5 bombs. And we don't need to see that card because we're going to go for the Emperor card here. Look, Demon Judgment, this is it. These are the last hearts I'm giving you, and then if we don't pay out, then you know what's coming. So if you value your safety, my friend, I can only suggest this once and once only. I strongly recommend that you pay out with an item here, as you will be subjected to a purgatory that you do not want to be a part of. Dark Matter gives us damage. Nothing spectacular. I'm not going to play the other Judgment because we do have another shop coming up. I will go in the Curse Room, however, just to waste a Soul Heart. Yep. All right, and let's do it again. We have our Emperor card in tow. Let's get another Depths 2 here, and let's see if it can be better than this one. All right, here we go again. Now remember, we've got Spelunker Helm this time. So not only are we going to be able to identify where the secret room is, we are also going to see which way is the right and not right way. So right now, the map extends 2 squares over in every direction. So it looks like it's going to continue on this side. Okay, game. Okay, game. Oh. Give me 1 second, everybody. Gotta take this. Alright, sorry about that. Your boy had to take a phone call. So far, the 5 room has not paid off with a stat in our... any kind of stat up in our item room, and I believe that is the... well, that's the 6th or 7th item room now that has not had any kind of stat upgrade for us that I can think of. So it's one of those runs that it just comes down to the boss rooms, and that's why I'm so outspoken when it comes to how bad or how like for the Satanic Bible, for example. It's the reason why I harp on making sure you got to get those boss items. You got to get those stat upgrades. And by the way, if you're wondering why we're not taking any damage here or on that Demon Judgment, it's because of Hallowed Ground. It's the reason why I've been positioning the poop sort of near where we're going to be taking damage, as it does have a very small but good chance to give yourself some just complete total damage immunity. We get Black Candle, which is nice, and nothing else to buy though, so... but we have 80% double deal chance. We should hopefully get it. And I was kind of hoping there was going to be Mama Meg in there with the Golden Bomb. We could definitely get back into the boss rush, but that did not happen. Get a range upgrade. So overall, I'd say the second room here, the second Depths 2 was definitely worth it. It was only going to be a net positive, right? I mean, we were only going to be able to get either more items or at the very least leave with the same items that we went into. It's all about the opportunity in Isaac, and I've talked about that a lot as well, making sure that you're giving yourself the best chance to thrive and win inside of an Isaac run. Now, a proper player, what you should do is go back and explore everything, make sure you're taking advantage of the second floor, or the redo floor, however you want to look at it. What am I doing? We have Navi. You should go into the item. You should go into the arcade. You should try to go into the boss trap room, but I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. And that's something that some people don't agree with, and I definitely get it. I've talked about how there are times I just skip arcades, even though there's no discernible reason why there's no good reason why I shouldn't be going into an arcade, other than out of just sheer laziness, or I really do truly feel that I do not need this to win at this point. Now, some people, I'm not saying everybody, some people interpret that as I'm just trying to rush through a video and because I want to get the Isaac video done. The answer, that is not it. I just don't like to waste my time. And I don't like to waste your time. And I think that, you know, with this setup here and everything we've got going on, we have way too much HP. We don't have way too much damage, but we definitely have way too much HP to fail at this point. And on top of that, we also have an Emperor card, which is going to be our slam dunk closing pitcher. For the final level where we go. Excuse me, there's no head at the end of that Mr. Mine there. I guess he was shrunken maybe, but that was terrifying. Spelunker's Helm really showcasing you how useful it can be. Again, not only showing you the right way to go, but also where the secret rooms are. Yes, Navi, we see it. So since we see that this room is going to be extending not downward, but over to the right, or the east in this case, then we know that, hey, this has got to be, it may not be the right way to go, but it's definitely a way to go. Now we have an option of going south. And now I'm not so sure necessarily where we're supposed to be going here. I think to the right is going to be a dead end because we would have seen a second room extend over there, but it's hard to always tell with these XL rooms, even the 2x1s or the 1x2s. It's still kind of difficult. Yeah, so this is a dead end. You just never know sometimes how Spelunker's Helm is going to interpret a long room or an XL room, whether or not does this count as 2 rooms, does it not? Obviously, we see the sack room down here. Now we see that this is extending to the south a little bit more, so we can confidently assume that we're going in the right direction here. We can speed past everything. So this is undoubtedly the right way to go. If it's not, I'm going to be very, very confused. Yeah, there we go. Good block by Sci-Fly right there. So 2 or 3 of Beelzebub. We have an off chance of getting flying. Whether or not we do or not is, of course, up to the game. And there's apparently another crawl space over here, according to Navi. But as you see here, we do need more damage. We need more Tears rate. There's a lot of needs that still remain on this run. And Unicorn Stump, while it is good, we don't have a permanent orbital. I mean, I guess technically, if you want to call Sci-Fly an orbital, you can. But okay, well. Guess Blastocyst just didn't feel like playing today. It's fine with me. Instantly died as soon as Vanishing Twin spawned him. Yeah, we get a shot speed and Tears up. Nice. So this is the calm before the storm, before Missing No Week begins tomorrow. And I don't remember if I previously had said that I was going to do the Challenger run with Missing No or not. But I'm just going to elect to keep it as Eden, because if we do a Challenger, if we do a Sinvicta randomizer run tomorrow, let's say for example, then Missing No completely has a chance of negating whatever that challenge is, and then everyone's going to be upset that, oh, well, this one doesn't count again because this time we had missing no, that sort of thing. And I don't want that to happen, so we're just going to keep it simple. It's just going to be Eden, and missing no every single run is kind of my nightmare because you have absolutely no clue and no control over what you get. It's just like playing as Tainted Eden, except way worse because there's no way to stop you from re-rolling. Even if you do the best job at not taking any damage, even if you do the best job at planning out your item pools and stuff, none of that matters in Missing No's eyes. The only thing that we cannot do is take any secret room items, because Missing No will roll through the secret room pool, and that will inevitably lead to TM Trainer, which will ultimately lead to our death. And that is the biggest fear of doing this, and which is the reason why it's also kind of it's a little spooky to do. It may seem like a simple concept for a challenge, but it's not safe. And we are going to be doing this on the YouTube save file, so it's like I said, you gear it up, Mosh Pit. Hold on to your butts, because tomorrow it begins. Unless we somehow, some way lose this run. Opportunity here to get lots of spiders. There we go. Just in time for the boss room here. Unless we get Fistula. Hopefully it doesn't take up 2 more spiders. There we go. Good. Good. We spider butt here just to weaken up the lasers, and we just do that. Try to save our spiders from diving to the knights there, and we got a lot of those spiders to spawn right on top of Mom's heart. Down goes it lives, no problem at all. Dry Baby, how you doing? Dry Baby would give us Conjoined, which I don't really want, but kind of whatever. And then we could use Guppy's Paw down to completion to get rid of our red hearts, so we have Polar Invincibility, but I'm not going to do that. I do feel that the Mosh Pit was much more receptive and excited about a theme week. So that's not to say that we're going to do another theme week for the next Lake Street goal, but it's definitely a possibility. I want to make sure that I'm doing stuff that you all want to watch, right? And runs that I'm comfortable with doing, but also offer a challenge every now and then. I don't know why I knew this was a dead end. I'm in monologue mode at this point. We know to the east is a dead end because it would have extended forward. So thanks to Splunker's Helm, we've at least identified and saved ourselves one wrong way to go, although I went the wrong way anyway. Okay, so we know that that's a dead end here. We know that this up here is a dead end because we would have, again, seen the extended hallway there. Seeing here, dark matter is causing more problems than it's solving because of the fear effect, but there are some necessary evils that we have to kind of go through here in Isaac. Another nice thing about Dry Baby and also Spider Butt is that it gives you the ability to plan out your escape route whenever there's imminent danger approaching you. So for that room right there with the red blorbs, I got a much, much more extended amount of time to plan out my escape trajectory versus having to do it on the fly and then just kind of taking possibly the wrong direction. Whereas Spider Butt with the animation, I don't have to worry about that. We just say screw it. I know exactly where I'm going to be going, and that's it. Lots of red hearts here, and no D-Bizzle to help us out. Lover's card doesn't really matter. We've got the Emperor card. Should be a slam dunkerino here. I'm not going to use Spider Butt on Isaac until after we've spawned the angel fetuses. Right, Baby doing a good job of blocking stuff. Also, Sci-Fly doing a good job, although we can't block that. And we didn't even see the angel fetuses because, Hallowed Ground kicked in. Now that is some serious damage right there. It's a shame we don't have rock bottom. Tech 0, which is going to be great. And we'll take Explosivo just for S's and G's. Hit the Emperor card and call it a day. So again, thank you everybody who's been showing off those YouTube Rewind recaps and Twitch recaps as well as Discord recaps. Whether you're on the subreddit, whether you're on the Discord, or you're just in the comments, sharing your stats, I really appreciate it, everybody. 2025 was a great year for the channel. I cannot wait to see what 2026 brings us. And it's really impressive and honestly humbling with how many people have stuck with me for as long as you have. Watching every single video, over 2,000 videos that we've done this year and counting. And this year's not even over yet. So thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for getting us to the like streak goal. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Missing No Week begins tomorrow. Get ready, Mosh Pit. It's going to be crazy. Thanks for watching this video. Like thanks to patrons of mine like Buy Donuts, Kyle Smith, Shay Dotan, and Julian Cash. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.